Welcome to the fucking show.
Welcome to the show, have a seat, my nigga, recline back. Real niggas making a speech, so acknowledge that I never turn bitch to the op, and I can promise that this 4 nickel tucked on my hip, that bitch Obama black. See a target, lock onto it. Then
Hey everybody, welcome back to Black Minds. I got Jay Moore here with me, Mr. Anderson, Alan as well. Hope everybody's having a beautiful week. Hope everybody's having a beautiful weekend, vibrating high. Everybody's energy is at a good level. Everybody's frequencies, positive, and and everybody's spreading and giving and receiving the love that we all deserve. How you guys' week been so far? Mr. Anderson, we'll start with you.
Oh man, it started raining and snowing, man. The weather got rough. It's been pretty good though. Had to give me some more tires though. That man said them tires was bad. He said I was riding with Jesus before I got some new tires.
Alan, how have your week been so far?
Oh, my week's been good, bro. My week's been good. Appreciate you asking.
Okay. Jay Moore?
Busy, productive, man. I'm like a working ant, man. You know me. I'm up early, sleep early. Busy. But it's been good production. Good production as well.
Okay, man, and I want to thank Jay Moore. He actually helped me with some work this week. I had a pretty beautiful week. Most people don't know I got a 3-month-old at home, a little guy, and cheers me up all the time, so it's always beautiful for me right now. Other than that, man, I guess we'll just get the show started, guys. Any child trafficking arrests, any child abuse arrests. Alan brought something to us that we want to bring to the people.
Yes.
Missing children. We'll actually state something about that, in a bit here. But we'll start with Jay Moore here.
All right. I have a story here. It's a child abuse case, actually.
Okay.
It's about, give me 1 second, pull up the exacts real fast. It is, one second.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, I got head of elite DC preschool arrested on child sex charges and an FBI sting. James Stewart Carroll, 55, was head of a private school known as National Child Reserve Center in Northwest Washington for the past 6 years. According to his LinkedIn page, Carroll previously spent 2 years as head of Concord Hill School in Chevy Chase, Maryland, and 11 years as a teacher at Beauvoir School in Washington National Cathedral's campus. Charging papers filed Monday and unsealed Tuesday tied Carroll to a Discord account that engaged often with minors about child sexual exploitation, circumcision of teenage boys, and urinating on teenage boys and adults. It's not stating how much time we got here for this guy here, but this is in D.C., Washington, D.C., and his name is James Stewart Carroll. And you guys can go see this article. This is on MSN.com. And he was the head of an elite D.C. preschool. You got that article?
Yeah, I got my article. This article is coming out of Boston.
Okay.
And this is from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement's page.
Okay.
This is out of Boston. It's Immigration and Customs Enforcement's removal operations of Boston. I'm gonna say that one more time. Customs Enforcement and Removal Operations, Boston, arrested Belardus Tapia Gonzalez, a Dominican national charged with second-degree child molestation, sexual assault in Rhode Island. November 18th, Tapia unlawfully entered on November 18th is when he was charged for this assault in Rhode Island, but they caught him in Boston. Tapia unlawfully entered the United States around July 2021. ERO in Boston, which is basically the group of investigators that was able to arrest him, is tasked with keeping our communities safe from potentially dangerous non-citizens, particularly those accused of crimes so egregious as child sexual assault, said the ERO Boston acting field office director. This guy, of course, he came into the country illegally. He's currently arrested and being held, and it's not too much updated information on him outside of they're breaking down so many different ramifications that he's broken and being over here illegally and such and such and such. But he's definitely detained right now, and ICE actually has him. It's again not the United States, but it's the ICE situation that has him.
Mr. Anderson, you got anything you want to share with the people?
Yeah, just this article is from Phoenix. They did a undercover sting. Again, Homeland Security, ICE. Who else was in there? Mesa, Chandler County, Glendale, Surprise Police Department, Arizona Department of Public Safety, the FBI, the Attorney General's office, and they had an undercover operation. It was called Operation April Fools. And they targeted people online, and they ended up arresting 29 males. I'm not going to read them all. We got a couple here.
We'll just share the article.
Vila, Joseph Robinson, and again, it's out of Phoenix, Arizona. Homeland Security and ICE.
Yeah, I see they got pictures of.
They got pictures of everybody.
Where can they find that article, Mr. Anderson?
It's under ice.gov. I would just put in, ICE arrest in Phoenix, something like that.
We both got information from the same exact site. And that's a documented,
so
verified site.
Some of these must be illegal as well if ICE is involved.
Yes,
that's what I've been noticing.
Yes.
And Mr. Anderson, you had another article you want to share about the missing children, or where they can find information on missing children.
We were talking with Alan, before we started the show, and he was saying that, we should kind of focus on children that are still missing. A little bit more.
Yep.
Because these guys have been caught, and hopefully, their victims have been rescued already.
Exactly.
But I was doing research, and there seems to be a list here on the Attorney General's website. So if you want to go look into, current missing children, go, check your state's Attorney General websites, and they've got pictures and descriptions on there. So, that way we can find some children that are still missing or, still in danger.
Yeah, and I'm glad Alan brought that topic up.
Definitely.
We will start going through the websites, and if we see any names or anything, we may state some of the children in a couple of states or so. But we definitely want all our children found, which they shouldn't need to be found anyway. But we want them safe, and we want our children to be happy and living the way a child should live. I mean, we had that opportunity. So thank you, Mr. Anderson, for sharing that. Alan, is there anything you want to share regarding missing children or, child trafficking, arrest, child abuse? I'm glad you brought that missing children topic up, though.
Definitely.
Oh, no. We just, like you said, we'll just, cover some missing children sometimes as well.
Right.
Yeah, great idea, Alan. And Mr. Anderson, thank you again for sharing you can go check your AG's, your Attorney General's website in your state and, search for any missing children in your area or around. We want to find all our children, man. They deserve to be children.
Yeah, definitely.
Jay Moore, you want to get us started this week. You told me you wanted to actually start off with the wars this week.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing with the wars specifically because it's played as a blind eye, and especially, we're always presenting our world's information.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I've been updating us, as well as myself with all of the world wars. And here in the last week, we've had some disinterests of choices going on. we all know election just happened. President-elect Donald Trump, he got into office, and I posed the question on the show. Me and our fellas over here, we discussed the question of what would he do with our units and our defenses and our usage in these current wars. What do we feel like would happen, if he got elected, etc., because of certain reasons? He came through the door, he, had some calls with some people, had some sit downs, sent some messages in the news, reporting from those countries. They were stating, they were looking to try to find a peace treaty, some type of a way, to stop all of the killing, the bombing, and the shooting and the murdering. It's been going on for 30-something months now. That was the last one I seen. My apologies for using the months, but it's well over 2 years. Right. They've been really killing heavy. The numbers is outrageous, over the tens of thousands. And recently, Biden stepped in spontaneously. The Ukraine president, he's been egging to use more of the United States missiles and weaponry to a degree. And some of those missiles, they highly try to push away from. Even in military war, they try not to use these specific missiles. And he came out of the blue and finally authorized, in the midst of people speaking on peace, to authorize the use of a weapon which would only antagonize the war more. And of course, hey, if you spit in my face, I'm do something. So of course they sent the missiles to Russia. And we're all familiar with how Vladimir Putin is. He's a dictator. He don't take kindly or likely to a lot of stuff. So he ended up, in retaliation, immediately had a press conference, and they basically signed paperwork to lower the threshold for use of nuclear weaponry, which basically means, we gonna use nuclear war a little bit faster if y'all don't stop, and we gonna pass that real fast in the law. Right. And have people sign off on it. Then the very next day, he sent the ICBM, which is an intercontinental ballistics missile. Now, with this specific missile, it has a long traveling, it could travel real far.
Long distance, yep.
So that's the big issue with it, because it's a long distance missile. And it has the option to be a nuclear head in it, or as regular warhead, or it could just be an empty test missile, which still can cause damage and knock down buildings, etc., when it hits, just exactly like it did, because they sent the missile and it hit and tore up some stuff. It didn't have a warhead in it or a nuclear head in it, but we're definitely, it's a bunch of countries finally embracing the brink of the World War III that we've been speaking on for about a month now.
You spoke on that, I believe, episode 2.
I've been trying to call it out because I watch it. All my sources is valid. I'm not a fool and just go off for like things I see on the internet. I actually go to news websites. I go to international head news websites. Yeah. I get none of my information from some jokers playing around on the internet. This is what is nationally televised. It's not blatant on our regular Fox 8 news. They may skim over it. The war is still going on. The bomb went off, and then they skim over it when the reality is it's mayhem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know too much about that. I was actually on other information and topics, and Jay Moore brought that to my attention, which made me look into it more. And it's I guess Biden. Yeah, Biden did something.
Biden pulled the wrong trigger. That's exactly what he did. There's no way to cut it no other way. He stepped in the middle of even before Trump got elected. China has stepped in for a minute when North Korea went over to help Russia, and he was asking for a peace treaty. To a degree, U.S. was trying to ask Israel and Iran to chill, but we do have a beef with Iran, so we were still supplying Israel the weapons for them to keep the war going. The same thing we're doing with the Ukraine and Russia, and it's like, to me, that's like somebody slapping me in the face, bro. You could say, well, dude shot you, I ain't got nothing to do with it. You sold him the pistol and you knew he was coming to shoot.
It's like, you're supplying the war, but you don't have the troops on the ground.
Yeah. So for you to finally give the okay for them to use certain weaponry and missile, that they deter from.
Yeah.
At the end of your presidency, it's like a slap in the damn face to me. Why you trying to start extra shit, that we're already in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it made no sense. And dealing with a dictator, if a lot of people don't understand how dictators work, it's not like a presidency where you maybe have to go through the cabinet or the people and have meetings, and you could just sit up there and say, tell 10,000 people to go shoot now.
Yeah.
And they
Yep.
have to respond to that.
Yep.
You don't antagonize somebody like that.
Right.
That's true.
I didn't like that move, and I don't understand why he did that
Mm-hmm.
at a time where all of the countries, even the ones that are in it fighting right now and dying, they're trying to find a peace to it, and you authorize weaponry and what Russia sent in return. Like I said, it was an ICBM. It's an intercontinental ballistics missile, and it's an optional missile. Like I said, it could be an empty shield, which is going to cause mass destruction. It could be a big warhead in there, which is a big kaboom, or it could be a nuclear warhead, which is a warhead with nuclear, and you don't know what the end result going to be. Is it going to be something that melt the flesh off of you, melt buildings? Is it going to be a disease that is putting out? So that's dangerous. And like I said, they immediately signed documentation and authorized to lower the threshold of people saying you can't use these nuclear weapons.
Yeah. He gonna make a move when Biden make a move.
And
It looks like over 40,000 Palestinians have died and over 11,000 Ukrainians have died, and it's gonna be mostly civilians.
yes,
Yeah.
They're not taking out most of the groups that they're fighting with. You only hear a couple of articles about we took out this leader or we took out this guy from the group. They're killing kids and women.
yes.
And then did you hear about he sanctioned that Israeli group?
Which group?
I can't remember the name of them. The group, basically, it's an Israeli group in Gaza, and he sanctioned them for, injuring civilians or killing civilians, basically.
I was hearing about.
And then he got some money and gave it to the Palestinians. So that why are you stirring stuff up before you about to leave? What are what's the point of these moves? You see what I'm saying?
I'm
Wow.
trying to think of exactly what it was.
I have
I
to
know it's
pull
the
it up here
ICC.
so I can
I
read
know
what
you will
group it
find
was.
it.
I'm gonna have to pull
Alan,
this up
anything
as
you
well.
want to add on this conversation while we're going? I don't want to leave you out if you got anything you want to add.
Oh no, man, I'm sitting back listening to you guys go back and forth. So no, because y'all got a lot of information on it, so I'm listening to you guys.
Okay. Just wanted to ask Alan, before we go on, guys, just want to let everybody know the show is for entertainment purposes only. We really want everybody to do their own research on any topics that we're bringing to you guys. And please like, comment, subscribe. We really want you guys to comment. We would love any topics you would want us to talk about. But please like, comment, and subscribe.
I do want to add this. This is going to be a real important move, but it's already in place. The ICC, and I don't want to give the breakdown of what it is because I don't want to mess it up, but it's basically an intercontinental court system. It's basically what I can't remember the other C, but it's Netanyahu, which is the Israeli
Prime Minister.
prime minister, and the current new Hamas head leader president, because remember y'all reported that the head leader for Hamas was murdered.
Right.
Yep.
So the new guy that is the interim newly hired, I can't remember his name, pardon me for that, but the ICC has now put out arrest warrants for both of them
Yeah.
for war crimes.
Yep.
Meanwhile, while there's still a war going on, they've been issued arrest warrants for war crimes.
Yeah. And they're just ignoring them, basically.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yep.
So, just want to add that in.
Yeah, it
as
looks like it
another
was an
piece of it.
executive order. He says, let's see, I lost it. It says the executive order he wrote.
Share
Sorry
the
about
source.
that.
Share the source.
This is Fox News. I'm just trying to
Okay.
get details. Oh, he wrote an executive order in February imposing sanctions on persons undermining peace, security, and stability in the West Bank. Sanctioned individuals have had their bank accounts frozen, credit cards canceled, and face an inability to conduct life. Jews in Israel who disagree with the administration policies believes that it allows the administration to sanction them, which is a violation of constitutional rights of U.S. citizens. So I guess that's how they collected the money, and then they gave it to Palestinian groups. But if you gave money to the Israelis to help them, aren't you one of the people that's creating instability?
Yes, you are. You're assisting in it. You're
That makes no
assisting.
sense to me.
You're assisting in it.
Are you trying to look good in the newspapers or something? I don't know what it's for. It
Yeah,
makes no
that's-
sense to me.
No, really don't.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. Why are you making moves when you don't need to?
So we're funding Zelensky and Netanyahu.
Yeah.
I've been reporting on it. And that's why I was saying we were quietly in the war because we're supplying defense weaponry and assault weaponry.
Yeah.
Yep.
You in the war, bro.
You don't have major troops on the ground.
We don't have-
We don't know if they're using. We don't know if we're using American drones or anything like that.
I haven't heard about any of our drone use, but we don't have any of our soldiers actively in field pursuing, attacking on ground. We have them there, but they are just operating defensive units. But at the same time, I'm looking at logic here. If I'm an American soldier and we're manning a station which we're utilizing a defense missile situation. I'm not in the military. I don't know exactly how that goes, but I'm sure they're stationed somewhere with some tanks or something, and they're specializing in missile defense weaponry for them. If I get mad, if I want to send a damn missile and their defense weaponry work to shut my missile down, I'm going to shoot them next. And that's dangerous.
Yeah, because
And
that's stopping. Yeah, that's stopping.
You stopping me from
prime
doing what I want to
objective
do.
of what
so
you want to do.
now I need to attack the person that's getting in my way, of doing what I'm trying to do.
Okay, Mr. Anderson, anything you want to share on the topic before we head
Yeah.
on?
They said he just sanctioned a group on Monday, the largest organization involved in settlement and illegal outpost development in the West Bank, that has established dozens of illegal settler outposts and directly engaged in disposition of private land owned by Palestinians in the support of settlers. That's contradictory
Yeah.
if you support Israel.
Yeah.
Like I said, basically it just seems like a political move to try to look like you're doing something in your last, time in office, your last couple of months.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
Anything you want to say way off of that? Or
yeah,
anything?
you hit me on to the whole subject, with Biden doing the order and Russia actually sending the missile off. You hit me on to that. I was more on the Immaculate Constellation thing.
Ooh, let's talk about that, please.
Okay, yeah, with that, did you guys hear anything about the Immaculate Constellation?
Yeah.
Okay, I could tell you did by the way you reacted, Mr. Anderson. I don't want to leave you out on anything. You hear anything about it?
Oh yeah, I saw some clips and stuff, and I
Go
pulled
ahead,
up a
take
couple
off,
of things
yeah.
to look at while we're speaking on that subject. Definitely.
Okay. Well, there was a 2-hour interview that I watched. It was actually a hearing
Right.
of, I believe, Mr. I think his name was
Elizondo.
He actually was a deep government official.
Yes.
The other guys were I think a lawyer. They just spoke to other people who had encounters and
He was actually dealing with the programs, the
Yeah.
Elizondo guy.
Yeah, he couldn't even speak on a lot of stuff because of the documents he signed.
Mhm.
But it's so deep. It was mostly about aliens, really, and these. What are they? What do they call them now? UAPs.
Well, UAPs is instead of a UFO, which is unidentified flying object.
anomalous phenomenon.
Now
Yeah, they
it's
changed
the
it.
UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena or anomalous phenomena.
Yeah.
Now they're not calling aliens. They're calling them NHIs, non-human intelligence, and they're calling them that because they're saying some of them possibly are from Earth.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, the hearing was amazing. I watched.
I caught some of it.
Yeah, I
definitely
watched-
caught a good section of it.
I watched it 2 times, man. That's how much it intrigued me.
Okay.
But please, guys, go watch this hearing on the Immaculate Constellation.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about, you know, just the crafts that they're using, undersea, underwater
Yeah.
crafts that they're finding, and a lot of the documents are coming from naval sergeants and people
Yeah.
in the Navy and Air Force, and all these documents were hidden from, you know, the public. So
That's what that one guy was talking about. They killed him. I can't remember his name right now.
William Cooper.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in the Navy, and he was talking about how he saw that they had some type of aircrafts that was coming out of the water. They were storing them under the water,
yeah,
Well,
and that was like what 91.
think
yeah.
about it.
So-
When did the term USO? I gotta look that up. It just popped in my head since we're talking about it. I ain't thinking about it. USO is unidentified submerged object.
Yeah.
They created that. Let me go ahead, guys.
Yeah.
Let me look that
Yeah.
up real fast.
Yeah,
What
this
is-
retired Navy admiral testified. Again, like you said, Luis Elizondo, former Department of Defense official, former NASA associate as the administrator, testified. A whole bunch of guys.
yeah, it was 4 guys,
Mhm.
and they were questioned by like 15 people in the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
So you know, they were asked multiple questions. The other than Mr. Elizondo, everyone could answer the questions, but from, you know, the work he's done in the past, he signed documents to where he couldn't answer a lot of the questions. He said he would answer them off the record, you know.
Mhm.
Right.
But so many questions were answered as well regarding jet propulsion and some of the technology that we have come up with in the past few decades or couple decades or so. But from Mr. Elizondo talking, we've had a lot of this technology for a long time, and I mean a long time.
Yes.
Schellenberger's testimony said he had 214 pages timeline, at least from 1947.
What was it? Dr. Schellenberger. I think
Founder of Public, a news outlet on the Substack platform.
he had a lot of the eyewitness accounts from, you know, the people from the Navy and the Army and the Air Force. A lot of just public accounts too. He has a lot of video evidence from people, you know, that was in the service as well. So he's credible for sure. And there was, I think it's Dr. Gallaudet or something too. I think that was another one of the guys' name. I don't want to screw his name up. He had a lot of great information as well with, you know, footage. And I want you guys, if you know, get some time, please go just look into this Immaculate Constellation thing. It's really talking about how the government has hidden knowledge from us for a long time. They feel that it's knowledge we should know. They don't feel it would be public uproar and public panics like that. They feel that our tax dollars are going to a lot of the things that's going on, and they just feel that, you know, we should know, because it's not the way the government's making it out to be. It's not going to be like a public uproar, knowing that they're, what should I say, like they're finding crafts and they're like re-engineering them.
Reverse engineering.
Yeah, reverse engineering them, and you know, we're coming up with stuff that we really have no idea what we're dealing with yet. I remember Mr. Elizondo saying, I think the average human can take up to, I believe it was like 9 G-forces.
9 G-forces.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, it would cause blackouts and redouts and possibly death.
Right.
And he said some of these craft move at 1,000 G-forces.
Right.
Exactly.
And he was asked, you know, do he think the crafts are living? And he said it's something they really don't know. Some of the crafts may be living beings.
He also said a funny number to me. You remember the 17 G forces?
Uh-huh.
I think he was saying, like our best craft can only unmanned go 17.
Without
disseminated.
Yeah, and it'll crumble and yep.
And you said 1,000 Gs.
Yeah, can you imagine a
We-
craft doing that?
Ours can only be manless at 17 max.
Yep.
Wow, that's a lot.
They've had a recovery program for crash things. It says that the government has recovered non-human biologics from crash sites and has long operated a secret reverse engineering program to advance technology from these recovered vessels.
And the term USO, they was juggling it around between 1957 all the way up until 1970 until the biologists finally put a book out and used the term publicly like that for real.
Okay.
So there you go. Like the origin of them even saying unidentified submersible object,
Uh-huh.
1957 and 1970, and it's 2024.
Yeah. See.
And now they want to say, oh yeah, well they're in the water. Yeah, I know, because you already been with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that they already been knew that, but you know,
Yeah.
how the information is shared or given to us, or
They make them sign an NDAs.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like Elizondo said.
Exactly.
Mhm.
They'll take your house and everything.
Yeah. Do anything to keep you quiet. I guess if we're done with the Immaculate Constellation, we'll move on from that. Is there any topics you guys wanted to go over?
I mean, I did want to touch on Trump's cabinet selections. I mean, I didn't know if y'all
Okay.
cared too much about that, but I thought it was a little.
I mean,
interesting.
it's in the news. I know he, the Matt Gaetz guy dropped out or decided,
I
wasn't a good
definitely
move.
want to speak on him. You
Okay.
know, especially what we present our show with. You know, our focus for, especially caring about our children and everybody being protected. He had some, some normal grown guy activities that came up, but then
Yeah.
was the little fateful situation with 17-year-old.
Right. Now, I'm not understanding why he dropped out, but he had them people on The View reading legal statements. Oh, he vehemently denies it. So, you know what I'm saying? Why
What you drop out
out?
for? You was
Right.
all fine and dandy till this was said.
He
man.
said, oh, it's causing too much commotion. I don't think he wants all the attention. I think he wants it to go back away.
I mean,
That's what I
well,
think.
nobody really wants negative attention. We know that, but you can't escape that.
Right.
It's in the news. Somebody gonna call you in the court for that.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
I definitely thought that was interesting. So, what's her name? The replacement.
I can't
Bondi.
Bondi. She was a
Yeah.
Florida AG, if
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
mistaken.
Uh-huh.
She was on Trump's legal team.
Yeah, she worked with him
too.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's the replacement for him at AG. How y'all like what's his name? Tom with the border czar guy?
I know she pretty heavy on gun control.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I do know that. Which that surprised me.
Yeah, with Florida being stand your ground.
Yeah, she's pretty heavy
Still.
on the gun control. If you guys go look into some of the things she want to pass with, gun control. So yeah, that surprised me that he picked her. You asked me something though.
Oh yeah.
You just asked me something. I just wanted to bring her up before we got off of her.
The border czar. Tom, what's his name?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Homan. What is it?
I'm getting asked a lot of questions, since we do the show,
He was
outside of the
military,
show.
Correct? He was military, correct?
Yeah, he was a general or something. I
Okay.
think I'm not. Don't
I'm
quote
not
me on
positive
that.
his rank either,
Yeah.
but I know he was military.
But I heard him say something about sending the illegals and their children back, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was like, how do you send people back and not separate their families? It's like send the parents and the children,
Yeah.
send them both back together.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And that's interesting because if the child, okay, let me get this understood. In America, if a child is born here, raised here,
Tom Homan. That's
Yep,
what it is.
Homan.
Yeah.
are they considered not a United States citizen at birth?
See,
What was the
we
question?
have to look at that because you
But
said
maybe,
raised here.
Yeah,
What was
like
the
if they're
question?
born, like if their parents was here,
Uh-huh.
they was together, got married. 2 years later, they had a child, but they already both been here.
If you're born here, you're a citizen.
So
So it don't matter about the parents.
if the parents still ain't good,
Oh yeah, they can still take the parents. Yeah.
but do they leave her alone?
Yeah, because she's a citizen.
Now, how old is this child?
It was just theoretically.
Yeah.
It was just a question. It was
That's
just a question.
happened.
See,
That has happened.
yeah, from what the
And
information I'm
especially if
getting.
she's a child. You
Yeah.
know, like
That's why they try to get over here while they're pregnant, so that they can have the baby here, and then the
Okay.
baby's a citizen.
okay.
So they have
So
to
yeah,
stay.
they're still under danger of getting deported, the parents, because
Yeah.
they're not actually citizens.
Got you. Okay.
He stated what Anderson said, that he wouldn't want to separate the family, send them together.
Right.
Also, it was something else. Oh man, it was something else. All right, I done lost it, so I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
A lot of people have been, asking me since we do the show, man, what do I think of like Trump's cabinet picks, like the Elon Musk and the Vivek. I believe
Dr.
Vivek is
Oz
awesome.
and-
Yeah.
I believe Vivek
Yeah.
got sense.
I-
Now
My
everyone's
brother's
asking
roommate
me.
hit me on to him, like way back, like in the primaries and stuff. He hit me on to him.
Okay, but people are like, is Elon qualified for this type of position?
A maid position. I mean,
Government efficiency
And
is a man with money qualified to see if money's being wasted? I think so.
yeah, and all I can say, that's what I keep telling everybody is, we have to look at how much money this guy have,
Yeah.
and if he actually not in it for the money and want to see where tax dollars are going and all this money is going,
what's the one?
I'm not really.
Um,
I don't really have too much of a problem
is
with
it
it.
Bassett? Hold on, give me 1 second. I think
For what
it is.
department?
Yeah, what you
Yeah,
talking
Scott
about?
Bassett. I was wondering, how did he end up being picked as Treasury Secretary? So I had to do some research on it. Come to find out, he's a hedge fund, a hedge fund manager.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of stakes in certain things.
Mhm.
Now, if you Secretary of Treasury, I would look for somebody who deals with money management
Right.
on a high scale.
Right.
Because I was going through each person, like I was trying to figure out who they was, what they did to be put in this. Why would you pick them, even if I didn't know them?
Right.
Mhm.
Because I can clown Trump like the Dr. Oz shit. Sorry, that what?
It seems like
Dr. Oz. I mean,
it's
he
like
got some
clearing
solid
out.
people.
It's like clearing out government to be more for the people. It's like bring people in with money that don't need money.
Yeah.
Here's what
That
I
makes
thought.
sense.
Trump trying to have people around him that was like him, because he's not no politician. He was not a politician.
Mhm.
He came through as a rich person with, he had clout, he had push, he had power,
And
Try
have
to-
connections.
had connections, put people the same way in their position. Not politicians necessarily. He's getting some politicians, but like I said, Elon Musk. I mean, he's damn influential.
Yeah.
A lot of money. He beating NASA up right now
Right.
with
Yeah.
what he's doing. So, and he has money, influence, and he's gonna do something. He's gonna make a difference. If we don't like what Elon doing or not, he's gonna make a difference. So, I was really trying to break down each and every person to figure out why would he pick this person.
Yeah. I also went through that, and I was being asked, like, do I think China can buy Elon? You think China could buy Elon to sell
Hey man,
out?
I mean, just ignorantly. I know you're from South Africa, but what white man you can buy out?
Right.
I mean, that's that paid
You
anyway.
can't, especially pay. You can't buy no white man. That's a
Yeah.
billionaire. What you gonna do? Give him a
Yeah.
country? That's about all you can do is give him a country. Buddy ain't nothing to him.
man.
He threw away what 44 what on damn Twitter and
Yeah.
that was for fun.
Old boy was like, "Why don't you buy it?" He wrote back, "How much do it cost?" That's all he wrote.
Right.
Who was it? Zuckerberg?
I don't know who was.
No,
Somebody in the
no,
comments
no.
was like, "Why don't you buy Twitter?" He's like, "How much do it cost?" That was the response.
Oh, wow.
You got
Next thing you know, he bought that shit.
And
Wow.
then start sending rockets up.
Yeah.
I don't think you
Pumping
can.
out
I don't think you
more
can buy nobody like that.
No.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
so
telling
you gonna give him a
everybody.
continent, a country, a
Yeah.
hemisphere, the planet? Like, what I mean, buddy, I don't think you can buy that.
Like this guy got underground cities just for Teslas.
Nah, Gates. I'm sure you could have bought him out. He looked funny.
I believe he's
They did
already
buy it.
bought out.
Yeah.
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 That's why your
How you go
favorite
from computers to the crops?
to the crops. Your
Like,
your
come on.
child's favorite food, McDonald's.
Says a lot.
Yeah, man, and he what owned the potatoes, the potato manufacturer now,
Yeah.
which Cat Williams put us on to McDonald's potatoes.
Yeah.
The process, and they actually kill people if you go in too fast and stuff
Yep.
like that with the chemicals they use.
You gotta let it sit for a couple of weeks in the cleaning stage or something because you can't
Yeah.
touch it for a certain amount of. I don't even want that number.
Well, we got RFK,
Oh yeah.
so
Oh,
we
yeah.
may get old McDonald's fries back. The
Hopefully.
old
From the 80s when it was
when
good.
we was babies.
Yeah.
Let me look through here for the cabinet selects for the what was it for the FDA and for the CDC real quick. See who
I'll be interested. I haven't looked into. I would be interested to look into their backgrounds. That's a good point that Jake Moore brought up.
Yeah, man, he always come with something.
I know. I was looking at they were starting that new department like we was talking about with Elon. The Department of Government. What was it? Efficiency.
Yep.
Efficiency.
Yep.
I mean, do you see all this stuff that they spending money on, bro?
he.
$250,000 to see if cocaine makes Japanese quails more sexually promiscuous.
Yep.
See that ain't even.
I mean, this is where. Come
Like,
on, give me a couple more,
Like,
Anderson. Where the tax dollars
let
going?
let me get the list
Give me a
here, man.
couple
The
more.
shit is just ridiculous, like TV show shit to me.
I think one is
Mm.
something about butterflies, European butterflies. Like we're gonna have a European
Get to
butterfly invasion or something.
I'm gonna have to do a little
I went
more
through that list.
history on this guy here. Scott Turner is going to be the Secretary of Department of Housing and Urban Development, aka HUD. He's a man of color.
Oh yeah, man. You know
He worked with Trump before, so I'm gonna see what he do, and that's for housing for inner cities and all of that. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But I'm looking for who he pulled for the FDA and for the CDC, because once you mention JFK, that's what
RFK. Yeah.
RFK rather. That's what popped it in my damn.
We got another one here.
Yeah.
Giving sunfish tequila to see if they get more aggressive.
Yep.
Then they couldn't figure out the results at the end of it after they spent the $1 million on that.
$1 million. Yep. I went through.
Spending money on shellfish and kelp farms, nurseries in Maine. 1.5 million on that. What was this? More than $1 million for video game research in New York City. $250,000 for the Boston Symphony.
Yep.
What do they need all that money for?
The list is ridiculous, man.
It's like, come on, man.
The list is ridiculous.
The
And
director-
ridiculously long
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Director of the CDC is Dr. Dave Weldon.
Mm-hmm.
He's a medical doctor for 40 years and an Army veteran.
Okay.
He's a respected conservative leader on fiscal and social issues and served on many different labor appropriation subcommittees.
It seems like these people is like through business connections or through some type of connections somebody knows and says, okay, this person can do a good job, and then their resume and their qualifications seem to be
And
backing
it
it
seems
up.
like most of them are established in
Right.
some type of way to
Right.
where they will not be
RFK.
persuaded.
Right. You've been a doctor for 40 years. You got some money.
Yeah.
And the FDA commissioner, who probably gonna be working with your boy RFK a lot, is Dr. Marty Makary. He's a pancreatic surgeon at Johns Hopkins University.
Oh, wow. Specialist.
Yeah, he's done a lot of transplants, blah blah blah, etc. Okay. And the reason why we're doing this, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's watching, so we can really, like I said, understand who these people are put in this position.
Yep.
You know, because if we don't know them, or like I said, if we hear certain names like Dr. Oz and Elon, it can throw you off like, oh my God, he's just throwing anybody in there.
Right.
Not saying that he's putting the perfect people in there neither, but
Yep, exactly.
looking into it, we can
Looking
find
at their
out
background.
who exactly they are. So,
Right.
Yep, exactly. Highly appreciated with that information, Jay Moore.
No problem.
Anything else on the list you want to add, Mr. Anderson?
See what else they got.
Before
It's just ridiculous.
Man, it is
It got
because
me
I just
laughing.
through it and I
thought
was
it-
laughing so
It's like
hard.
a TV show.
I'm sure.
There's so many things on the list.
Spending money on programs that expired years in the past. They're just still giving people money. Payment errors, sending stuff to accounts that have been closed, things like that. Maintaining buildings that are empty. There's
Yep.
no one there.
Yep.
You're still paying the lights, still paying for the roof and all that other crap. It's just ridiculous.
And this is where the tax dollars are going. And
remember, they've been talking about for 30 years. It costs 2 cents to make a penny.
yep, yeah.
The sense
That's
that
ridiculous.
makes. Look, the sense
Yeah.
that makes.
Right.
So I
None at
believe,
all.
in my honest opinion, to all the people that watch and listen, I believe Elon and Vivek, they won't be bought out, and they will actually find out where our money is being used.
How you feel about the swamp?
I'll let Anderson
Yeah. Like
start.
I said, last year when helped my brother move, he moved into another dorm in college.
Okay.
And we was talking to his roommate. His roommate was talking about Vivek back then. This was like before the primaries, before, you know what I'm saying, they went back with Trump. He was talking about him then. So then when he lost, I'm like, what's he gonna do? The man was still on TV talking, still, you know what I'm saying? And Trump seen him, he's like, okay, pull him in here. You
All right.
you want to work with people that are intelligent, and you know, and he had a lot of votes and a lot of people that
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
you know, in what he's talking about as well. So
Yeah.
it don't hurt to get him on the team. But yeah, it's interesting that he was talking about him way back then. That's what
Yeah.
got me hip to him.
Yep. I like Vivek.
Yeah.
He's very knowledgeable.
Okay.
From my understanding, I think him and Elon went to school together or something. Or
Oh, no kidding.
For a while,
That's
if I'm not
definitely
mistaken. Don't quote me on it, but I
Okay.
believe they did.
Okay.
If we could pull it up right quick, we might can.
Got one.
Go ahead.
Linda McMahon, Department of Education.
Okay.
Now, I've been wanting to ask this question on the show. I don't know why I keep missing it, but I've been needing to do some more investigation on it with them saying Trump is trying to tear the Department of Education.
We went over it a little.
Just
yeah.
a little bit, but myself, I haven't done my due diligence on my research that I keep forgetting because I'm looking into so much other stuff.
That's how I
But
get.
that was surprising though. Linda McMahon.
Does she have any degrees?
I
We know she
mean,
knows how to run
Yeah,
a
you
business.
just looked everybody else up. You need
Let
to
me,
look
you
at
know
her.
what? Let me look up Linda and see what she
We
got.
know
I mean,
she knows how to
she's-
run a business.
She's been a
and,
millionaire. She's been running the $1 million
Yeah,
prize for
yeah.
a long time. Sure, she
Right.
degreed up. She's been in the background the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah, I believe they
see.
hit billionaire status at one point. Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm trying to find if they
But
went to school together.
With Vivek, yeah, I like him, man. Very knowledgeable.
And I got to do some more research on it too. That's why I was asking.
I got hip to him a couple years back as well, and he don't fall for anything, bro. He keeps it real with the people. And I believe like the Gen Z, whatever, this newer generation, I believe that's the type of guy they would vote for in the future, and because he got sense, bro. He's definitely got sense.
I don't know if they went to school together. I'm looking, but I know they ran in the same circles because Vivek made his money because he sold his drug company.
That might be it then.
So, after he sold that for almost $1 billion, they're going to start running in the same circles together, I think that's where they connected at. But that's, another guy that's made his money and he don't need no money from nobody else. I assume that they just going to do the job because he already got his money.
This is kind of interesting. I'm gonna do some more research, but something I came across. It said she was enrolled at East Carolina University in 1966, where she obtained a bachelor's degree in French.
Oh, yeah.
The academic program she completed was designed to prepare teachers for instruction.
There it is, right there.
Hey.
My man with the research.
Yep.
And like I said, instead of me just questioning it and going off of what I may think, like what she knows, she been running the wrestling business, but when you do they backdrop and find out what they do, and and they specialize at,
She was trained to be a teacher.
And teach them how to instruct.
Yep.
Okay,
crazy.
so that makes sense. 1966. How old is this one?
Yeah, it looked like Vivek and Elon is trying to make it a 5-day work week.
I like that.
Like, they don't want us to work no more than 5 days. It just popped up on while I was searching.
Weren't they trying to also not tax overtime? Wasn't that one of the plans?
Yep.
Yeah. And
See if they can get it through Congress. But I definitely like the plan.
I think that came along with that tax on tips type stuff. Speaking
overcharging people.
I mean, if it's a tip, I never understood how you get taxed. I mean, I've had several jobs where, we get different bonuses. I worked in maintenance for a lot of years, so it's basically resident retention bonuses, or if people renew their lease, you get a bonus for that, or if you do so many work orders or sweet turns, you get bonuses. And, the bonuses was nice. You may get a $750 bonus, but they added in with your check, so now your whole check get taxed. So that's $750. You almost getting like $250, and I never understood why you wouldn't just send like a personal check, because if this is a bonus, how am I being taxed the bonus? That made no sense.
You're still under the same category when you filled out that paperwork.
Yeah, that paperwork.
You're a resident.
Like you said.
Resident equals government employee, and all government employees have to be taxed. That's why they got a form that you fill out instead of the 1040 is for non-residents. That's what you're gonna look into.
Okay.
If you don't want to, like I said before, don't fill out the paperwork or quit exempt or whatever. If you don't want to do that, then just go fill out the non-resident form, and they should send you the money back.
Okay.
That's why they
y'all
the
look
terms.
into that.
They
Y'all
get
look
you with
into
the
that.
terms. That's all it is. Resident and non-resident. Resident is a government employee, and we're gonna tax all these government employees.
Yeah, man. Great knowledge, Mr. Anderson.
Definitely.
And please go do your research on that as well. To all our watchers right now.
Yeah, make sure you know what you're doing before you fill out stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Mr.
Don't take my
Anderson
word
knows
for it.
what he's doing. My brother has cleared out multiple courtrooms, so he know what he's doing. But anything else you guys want to go over, because we're getting close to the end here, guys. So
I know the last thing I wanted to talk about was we were talking about last week with the NFL players' houses getting robbed.
yeah, a couple NBA guys.
Yeah, we talked about that. They're getting the NBA guys too.
Clinton Portis.
And the FBI has had to step in.
Because
Because
yeah,
multiple
It's a
homes.
ring over
yeah, I
there.
remember Alan was saying last week he brought up insurance claims, and I was like, yeah, that's a good thing.
You know, the
Man, I want you to
FBI's been
steal my children,
investigating this.
Yep.
And what they're saying it is a group of South American internationals. I don't know if they're legal or illegal, but
Doing
again,
illegal stuff kind of makes you.
It sounds like they illegal.
Yeah.
Not
but
trying to
okay.
judge nobody.
Oh,
But
This
see,
is-
you found something on it.
This is a gang that's well organized, sophisticated, and incorporate advanced techniques and technologies, pre-surveillance drones, signal jamming devices. You know what I'm saying? These probably some of these
So
drug
they
cartel
got the
boys. and
drones.
stuff.
organized.
They got
Yeah.
the drones. They
That's
surveillance
using
the house.
money to you know what I'm saying? To further
Sound like
their
the
stuff.
2024 Carter.
Yeah.
It's the new Nino Brown
Yeah.
and G Money operate.
What's the
Jesus.
name of the gang? Do it say?
They're just calling them South American Theft Groups, SATGs. They know that they're from different places in South America.
Okay.
Okay.
The homes that were broken into were all unoccupied, and in most cases, the alarm systems had not been turned on.
Oh, wow.
So it's easy. You go in there with a drone or whatever, look through the window, whatever. It's easy to see an alarm system that ain't on. You might well go get that one, of course.
Yeah,
So
Wow.
these people are.
got some new stage criminals.
I don't
stuff
know,
going.
too confident. Everybody knows, like I said, when you're not home. We see you on TV, so stop being
Yeah,
too
we
confident.
That's true.
But
Lock the
I just
doors.
found it interesting that the FBI is into this, and they're saying that it's a sophisticated group.
Yeah,
And
that's
once
what I said.
again, they're immigrants.
It sounds like a ring to me because
Mhm.
you hitting multiple. It's not just football players.
No.
It's not just basketball players. I'm looking for the baseball players next.
We
season.
looking for
Baseball
big
players
money
got
people.
Well,
more
it
money.
ain't baseball season.
They might be at home.
They might get
They're at home,
They
bro.
might get some hockey
They're
players.
at home. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
They might get some
Right.
hockey
They might be
players.
going for them
Yeah, yeah,
next.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's and that's the thing.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
See,
See,
bro.
with the drone thing, that got me because if they, where's the money that the government giving them when they get here? Is they buying drones to do this type of stuff
I
with?
mean, well,
No.
apparently they getting a nice little piece of change, so they got the option to
Right.
get as much material as you think you need for real.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's
Definitely.
true.
Yeah.
Jay Moore, anything you wanted to go over before we end the show here?
No, I'm good. That was about it. I mean, I could keep going.
Alan been quiet today. Alan, nothing. Alan's good.
I'm good.
You're working again.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, guys, everything we talked about today, please go do your own research. Go look into the superstars. That's their house is being broken
Right,
into. I
right.
guess
Yeah.
it's not insurance by the sounds of it. But you know, please go do your research on everything we're talking about. Like I said, you know, the show is for entertainment purposes only.
Yep.
Go check your attorney general websites in your state to search for any missing children. If you guys are interested in helping find our children, please. We are, of course. We talk about it every week. We're gonna probably go more into some conspiracy theory stuff next
Yeah.
week because I know we've all been talking about it.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely get more into some more conspiracy theory stuff. We'll keep an eye on the war, see what's going on because
Right.
there's new stuff every day with that.
Yeah.
Also, we'll keep an eye on what's just going on here. 'Cause-
Especially with the missing children.
Yeah, what's going on in the U.S. right now, what Biden just did, because you actually hit me on to that.
That was a
With
cold
the
play.
Immaculate Constellation, because the way they're talking, it might hit the fan any day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they might come fly down any day the way they talking. But please go do your research on, you know, the Immaculate Constellation or any subjects or topics that we talked about today. But we're going to get out of here, guys. No one else has anything to say. So we just hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. Have a beautiful weekend. Hope everybody's vibrating high. Energy's at a good level. Frequencies at a good level as well. And everybody's giving and receiving the love that we all need and deserve. Other than that, Black Minds out, guys.
Peace.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Welcome to the show, have a seat, my nigga, recline back. Real niggas making a speech, so acknowledge that I never turn bitch of the ops. And I can promise that this 4 nickel tucked on my hip, that bitch Obama black. See a target, lock onto it.